Milk is universally consumed by human beings all over the world. Milk forms an essential part of our daily diet, and milk should form an essential part of our daily diet. Now, what do they mean when they label the packets as HTST milk, LTLT milk, and UHT milk? So while milk is an essential commodity and essential for your health and well-being, the only commodity that has been accorded the status of almost a complete food, we should know what is the difference among HTST, LTLT, and UHT milk. So in this video, we will explore and briefly explain the meaning of HTST milk, LTLT milk, and UHT milk, but milk should form a part of your daily diet. Milk, as obtained from cows and buffaloes, that milk is called whole milk or sometimes full cream milk. Particularly if it has been obtained from buffalo, it is called full cream milk. But milk is pasteurized to make it safe from germs or microbes, because presence of germs or microbes not only spoil the milk but can also make us ill if we consume them. So, milk is pasteurized. Now, after pasteurizing, it may be skimmed or toned, but anyway, milk is always pasteurized. So, whole milk, as obtained from cows and buffaloes, it is sometimes called whole milk, sometimes called unmodified milk, and sometimes we call it full cream milk. It may be skimmed or toned. We will explain in a different video the difference between skimmed milk and toned milk. But milk, when it comes to us in airtight sealed packets, that milk is always pasteurized. The reason for pasteurizing is to make it safe from germs or microbes, the germs which spoil the milk and also the germs which might harm us. The method of pasteurizing milk is not always the same. It is a method of pasteurizing that distinguishes HT, ST, LT, LT, and UHT milk. So it is not the milk, but it is the method of pasteurizing that distinguishes some milk packets as HTST pasteurized, some milk packets as LTLT pasteurized, and some milk packets as UHT pasteurized milk. So let us see the method of pasteurizing and what exactly do we mean when we say HTST pasteurizing, LTLT pasteurizing, and UHT pasteurizing. Now, pasteurizing is done by heating milk to a certain temperature, say X degrees Celsius, and for a certain duration, say Y seconds. So you are heating the milk to X degrees Celsius for Y seconds, and then quickly chilling it using a heat exchanger, and finally sealing it airtight in bottles and packets. So the essential work of pasteurization is heating milk to a certain temperature, say X degrees Celsius, for a certain duration, say Y seconds, and then quickly chilling it and finally sealing it airtight. Now, higher the value of X, smaller the value of Y. That means higher temperature means shorter duration and lower temperature will mean longer duration. So if you heat the milk to high temperature, you will have to do it for shorter duration. And if you heat the milk to lower temperature, then you will have to heat it for longer duration. So that is exactly where the HT, ST, LT, LT, and UHT come. Let us analyze one by one. Milk pasteurization is HTST. HTST stands for high temperature short duration. High temperature short duration. It is heated to a temperature of 72 degrees Celsius for 15 seconds. Usually, milk sold in retail, where only the word pasteurized is written on the packet, is HTST, the oldest, the most common, and the conventional method of pasteurizing. So HTST pasteurization means temperature 72 degrees Celsius, duration of heating 15 seconds, and then we cool it and pack it in airtight sealed packets. So milk pasteurization is HTST. HTST stands for high temperature short duration. If it is heated to 72 degrees Celsius for 15 seconds and then chilled and sealed airtight. Now, milk can also be pasteurized with lower temperatures. You don't always have to go up to 72 degrees Celsius. You can also pasteurize milk with lower temperatures, but then you should heat it for longer durations. The milk pasteurization is LTLT, low temperature, long duration. When it is heated to a temperature of 63 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes, we are heating not to 72 degrees Celsius but to 63 degrees Celsius, but for longer duration, 30 minutes, half an hour. So LTLT, that is low temperature, long duration pasteurization, would mean temperature 63 degrees Celsius and duration half an hour or 30 minutes. So that is LTLT. A more modern pasteurization technique is UHT, which stands for ultra high temperatures. Here, milk is superheated to 138 degrees Celsius, not 72, not 63, but 138 degrees Celsius, and for just 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds, milk is superheated to 138 degrees Celsius and then, as usual, chilled and packed airtight. But this is a more modern pasteurization technique. UHT standing for ultra high temperature. Milk is superheated to a very high temperature, 138 degrees Celsius, but just for 2 seconds. So that was the difference between different types of pasteurization and different label you can see on the milk packets. HTST, high temperature, short duration or short time. LTLT, low temperature, long duration, long time. And UHT, ultra high temperature. Whatever may be the method, milk is pasteurized, but remember, pasteurizing at higher temperature means lower duration or smaller duration, and pasteurizing at lower temperature means longer duration. So that was the different type of pasteurization. We shall come back with more such useful videos. Till then, thank you and goodbye.